Hello, everyone. Welcome back to
E
Occultist Anonymous as we journey once more into a sea of stars. Uh, we are grateful as ever for the support we get from Roll20 and all of our wonderful people out on Patreon land. Special thanks out to Adele, Alis, Al, Alexander, Alpha Wolf, Alzrit, Asterisk Anathema, Bernie, Buck Gregory, Chris, Doc, Emil, Ethan, George, Hostile, Hellish, Hellenic Horrors, Hounding Hopeful Heroes.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm Real06, James Winfield, John, Josh, Camo, Catfeathers, Klaus, Leroy, Melissa, Milo V3, Miss Grumpy, Moku, Mozart D Minor, Other Guy, Perry, Foog, Porter, Fuppeteer, Riafio, Ryan, Sean, Shaxara, Thomas, Toast, Vincent, Vortex Falcon, Why Gender when you conserve the Iron Pyramid, Zoltan, and Aethernalis the Mad. Appreciate your love and support as always. Helps us get some art gearing up for some time in the future. I've heard rumors that there are progresses that I am not allowed to see. Someone told our artist no.
Nope. It's like not until they're all done.
When is art done? You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
When the artist says that they're happy with it and it's done.
Okay, you got a point there.
Yep. When they say they're not making any more changes.
That's fair. When money has been exchanged for goods and services.
Yeah, that's right.
Lamal. We missed you last week. I missed you. I was on 0 hours of sleep and just couldn't function. And this week I am in need of an actual Occultist Anonymous program. We're deep in that library, y'all. You know it. You love it. It's Cult Sim. But with no stress. So even better for me. But here on this show, where we play tabletop games about wizards and things, we don't do that right now.
We're not doing that right now.
We are doing magic. Magical girl, that is. And when we left off, our wonderful squad of coerced do-gooders, saviors of the human race, had just had a heroic and triumphant victory. And one of them has just become the first to kill a god. Or so says half the town in Neo-Elysia. And the other half is demanding answers and putting everyone through the paces. And there's a lot of stressful things happening. Drew, you've had 2 weeks to think about it. To think about what you've done, what you will do, and specifically, did the efforts and kindness and working together that people showed you at the end of the battle, was that enough to pull Malphus out of Eclipse?
Mechanically, yes. Though I think we discussed that like there's probably going to be some like somebody has to point it out to him. It may even be Persephone making some comments, in a after action report or something like that, where he goes, "Oh shit, yeah, no, my team is not actually entirely useless, and they did help me. Okay, I'm not in this by myself."
I'm so proud of all of them. Sorry, I forgot to pull up everybody's character sheet so I could look at them and make fun of you and do mean things to you.
Yep,
well, you know what time it is, y'all.
Yes, indeed.
Let me get them
obligation rolls.
Obligation, that's the word.
Let's do it.
When do we do downtime activities?
Next.
After obligation. All your stress clears and something else happens.
Clear stress, get rid of links.
Yep. That's what it was. Yep, you have obligations, so you get stress first, and then you do downtime.
Are we gonna go despair and heartbreak? How is she feeling right now? Fate. Woo! Woo!
Now
Look at that
maybe I
6.
did kill a god.
You ain't.
For,
Saying stressed.
See, this is what happens when I finally get to not roll moon, and I'm not suffering despair and heartbreak. I'm just dealing with social pressure and panic.
Mhm.
Nah, I can handle that.
We're good. Yeah. There is a melange of scenes of people putting Malphus through paces and like running like sort of a memory like playback sort of thing, like a fake cockpit to like run back what you've experienced and get battle data and stuff like that. And yeah, as far as they're concerned, all of the religious folks are like, yeah, this is the chosen one now. And Malphus is handling it extremely well.
Malphus is like, I have been saying this for so long.
It's like, I can't tell you how your character feels, but I can tell you that because you rolled like this, your character isn't taking stress because of this. So even if you had rolled a 1, you could still be like totally rad with it and just have it all be like
piling up
below water iceberg sort of stress.
Yeah.
Is there any like one particular moment you want to narrate?
If we've because we're back on Earth. Yeah, I just imagine there is a moment that Malphus has where he's, put on stage. I'm sure all the factions work to keep the pilots away from a mic, right? Because then the pilots might express opinions. But he has a moment, and it's probably the whole team is up there, but they're talking about what's happened and stuff like that. And Malphus just has this moment where he's just up front and he's like, I told you, motherfuckers, and he's just drinking it up, and later he's going to remember that like he has dead friends, but for the moment he's right, like this is the first time in probably months, right, maybe even a year, because I can't remember exactly how long we've been doing this, but since season 1, we'll say, right, where Malphus is like, hey, we can do this. I'm leading the charge. I'm feeling good about this shit. That'll all, crumble. But yeah.
Love a hubris.
Yep.
So good.
Next. Hit that button. Right. Roll them bones.
Do it. Okay, that's better than usual.
Everyone, please give a round of applause to Ralph for rolling something other than a 1.
How about that, everybody? How about that?
This is only going to take 3 stress.
Yep.
Yes. That's pretty good. That's great. We're not starting with the half of the sun included.
We're doing sun, so it's physical. What is?
Yep.
Oh, I know what it is.
Excellent.
Janice, when you get back,
yeah,
and you go to dock your wonderful big robot
in the ruins of our launch bay,
in the ruins of the launch bay, there's like just an army of mechanics already and engineers and everything, and just everybody is like, it's halfway built back up before you get back, right?
Okay, yeah.
However, they all are just staring and looking at you as you like climb out, and everyone's like very on edge with you of like, seriously, what the fuck? And then like, not like all the way up to FELTs, but like one of the like, just sort of supervising commanders is just like puts a fucking like rivet gun in your hand and it's like, over there, fix your own shit.
Yep.
And so what should be like, what is a triumphant return for the rest of your team, maybe, we'll see, is like you just doing like back-breaking sweaty labor in the sun of the like South Pacific.
Oh my gosh, jeez. All right. So assuming that we wear jumpsuits, we'll observe Janice, not in focus necessarily, but clearly present in the scene and everything happening with her jumpsuit rolled down to her waist.
Got the tank top
Arms
going.
tied around the waist,
Clothes.
both it together,
Yes, exactly.
tank top on.
Yep, that kind of thing. And just sweat all down the sides of her tank top and then the front. And she has a grimace on her face throughout this that looks strikingly like what's the right word? Partial satisfaction, because this is the first time she's endured some kind of physical experience that hasn't been completely horrid to her. And it is also probably one of the more grueling things she's having to do. I mean, FELT's effectively abusing her in the sparring, trying to cope, and food not working, and drinking not working, like running around and not giving her the stress relief that she wanted before. She doesn't feel as bad doing this, exposed to the sun and more exhausted than she was then. So I'd say that's where we are with Janice right now.
Ash, Craig?
Do I have to roll a particular stat?
It's whatever your lowest one is.
Okay.
On the right side, there's an obligation, and it'll give you your options.
That's a big oof there, Craig.
Oh no,
Mhm.
Craig!
Oh yeah.
That's
It's
gonna be a
happening.
1, everybody. So that's gonna be 5 stress to the chart. Straight to the dome.
Great.
Coming from stars. You love it. You love to see some social panic.
Yeah.
Some social pressure. What is happening to Saraia to make you so
I think
bad?
this would be a good spot to introduce Gideon.
Mhm.
I haven't defined like where he works or what his job is or what his role is in society. Just that he's a relative of Tamira. And he's definitely not happy with Saraia. So probably an altercation there at some point after the mission gets back.
Yeah, how about like her stepdad?
Sure.
Ooh.
And you get back and he's just like really just like scrawny, gangly kind of like shit, I'm blanking on it.
Like old man wiry kind of.
Like Spike from Cowboy Bebop plus 30 years.
Okay.
Oh.
And he's like leaning like somehow in the area that is like y'all's like private, not dorms, but like where your housing is and stuff. And he's just sort of like obviously talked his way into a guest pass, and he's leaning back against your door and just like taking drags on a cigarette. What, y'all killed a god then, huh?
I don't know that they can actually be killed.
That's what they're saying.
I guess we'll find out. What can I do for you, Gideon?
Just wondering why you're so good at this, but you couldn't protect my baby.
I think she just stands there in silence, waiting for his next blow. And she's from the hurt, like it hurts. Like this really hurts. But from her perspective, this is what he needs. So
no, that's bad.
Yeah. But
don't internalize that. Yeah, and he just sort of like works himself. I'm not gonna do it because that's way too deep in like a gaslighty hole for me, but
Sure.
Mhm.
just goes off on a rant on you for a while, and it's like, takes every effort to just push and poke buttons that he can.
And
Like,
I think,
why are you the one that survived? And
and he doesn't know about what happened. So I think most of the stress from this comes from the internal conflict that this sets up. Because Saraia is just
Yeah,
sitting
for
there
sure.
taking it, and Tamara's like, no, this is not everything he's saying is wrong. Every word he's saying is wrong.
Oh yeah.
But Saraia wouldn't try and shut him down or anything.
Sure. Got to work for harmony.
Yep.
Yeah.
And sometimes that quest for harmony can be toxic.
Lily. Oof.
Oh no!
Oh.
Just to remind everybody at home, because you don't have the character sheets in front of you, that the stress
Goes to
track
9.
goes to 9. So if you're starting at 5, you're literally one
Over halfway there.
yeah, one bad roll.
I would like to remind you all, and I know Drew has shown it off, but there are 6 sides to the dice. You are allowed to roll higher than 3.
No, I don't think so. I think it's 3-sided. It's D3s here for obligation.
And we're rolling sun, so physical violence
Or scary
fear.
people.
Scary people. Would Lily be the type to get wrapped up into like a big celebration?
Absolutely not.
There we go.
Except
Except
Mandatory fun. Here we go.
I think it has happened probably through maybe your one of your old like coworkers. That they just like all show up and basically kidnap you to go party because you've just like had this amazing victory, and like I think the stress here is that like when you're the sober one at a party where everyone's having way too much fun and everyone's like crossing boundaries and like you don't even know half these people, and it's just like this is just uncomfortable.
also I'm still have the nerve damage.
Oh, geez.
Like physically
you-
not doing great.
All you want to do is go sleep. And like people are like just shoving shots in your face and
Yep.
Oh, I think maybe like in her room, so she couldn't even go to sleep if she wanted.
oh
Oh, geez.
That's
Man,
brutal.
that's taking me back to
Yeah,
Mallet.
Yep.
It's like 4 a.m. and you're like, I think maybe it's time. No, okay, cool. Another round of karaoke, great. I have to do things tomorrow.
Yep.
That's rough.
Everybody else had a great day, killed a god. I had a very bad day.
It was not a good day for
It was
Lily.
not a good day. I would like to go sleep, please.
I will
Dear
go on
God.
record. That was the first time I ever have seen Ash play a character who was literally upset.
I will take my 5 stress and just continue to have a real bad night.
Yeah. So, how do we move into downtime?
hmm
The very first thing we do. Let's do some Bastion stuff.
Yeah. Let's do it. I forget we got that cool ability to spread those. We got the downtime actions to spread around for making preparations.
Oh yeah. You have 1 extra, or
It's based
I
off
think it's equal to
Leviathan
tier,
track.
right? Oh, Leviathan track. That's
right.
right.
Cool.
Not our tier, it's
Well,
tier.
the first thing it's going to do is work on a long-term project.
Cool.
It is at a good tier 3, so gets 3 dice to roll for it.
Sure.
Whoever wants to do one.
I'll roll it. Fortune. 3 dice. Come on, yeah. Well, of course.
That's gonna be a 3.
I think. Can I just elect not to roll at all?
Yeah, I mean there are 3 actions and 4 people, so if you just want to not ever roll again,
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I
I'll
prefer.
just assume that you get a 3 on everything.
That's okay. Yeah.
And they'll save you the
Same.
clicks, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
all about
that's-
risk health.
I'm totally okay with that. Okay. We can't get up to 4. You can't round up. 3.5 is average for a 6-sided die. So 3 works for me, baby. Let's have it.
All right. That does get us the 1 segment or 2. I have no idea where my handy dandy notebook with all my shit is. Consulting the rules. So 1 to 3 is 2 segments. So our mess hall goes to 5. Did we discuss? I can't remember if we discussed whether we want to like repeat actions or.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I remember.
So it says it prioritizes actions as follows.
Oh, right. Because it has like 2 or 3 downtime actions or something.
Yeah, it gets 3.
I mean, based off the idea that the characters only get to pick 1 downtime action, or they can only use a downtime action once.
Never mind. It doesn't get 3. I've been giving y'all a lot of extra.
I
It gets-
wondered. Okay, cool.
It gets equal to the Leviathan tier track, which is currently a 2. So it gets a second one, which would be state of emergency. Just make preparations. Okay, now I understand.
All right.
Sometimes you have to run a game for like 5 weeks before you understand what the hell you're
Yeah,
doing.
it sounds good.
Sometimes it takes 51 episodes. So if someone would like to make another 3 die roll, this is going to be everyone making. That's a great. See, Drew again with the tech. You need to share it with everybody else on how to roll 6s.
You just have to have Roll20 Pro.
You heard it here, folks.
Yep.
Your dice could be better
Pay to win.
with a simple. I don't know how much it is, but
10 a month?
yeah, something like that. $9.99 a month. You could get nat 20s all day,
Ooh.
even if you're playing a D10 system.
Hey. For the cost of 2 coffees.
So that is going to take the readiness track up by 4. Great. Wonderful. Good for you guys.
Yay.
Put you on track here. And then, oh God, where'd it go? I got too many sheets to look at. And then the Bastion track is not depleted currently. Is that correct? I'm looking on multiple sheets. It looks good on
Yeah,
all
no.
sheets.
I mean, unless Janice did stuff to it during her launch, but
Nope, they resisted that consequence.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Last Bastion is still at tier 3.
yep. So the last one is complacency. Increase the adversary track. Roll is make preparations. Now see, this is the one Ralph should have rolled.
Yeah.
So roll
Great.
the 3 dice fortune
3
roll.
dice.
Mhm.
Yep. Four. That's gonna be 3 segments for the Leviathan track. Critically not all the way up to 2, which is great. All right. With that completed, and that complacency roll is all down to like I'm gonna say a lot of everything that's happening. Like normal duties are being sort of shrugged away into like crackpot projects about like, oh, if we can actually kill them, Like, people are like, this is the Doombringer X5. It will blast the entire anus off of one of these Leviathans. And there's like 14 Leviathan scientists, like, they don't have those that we've seen.
We're going to find it. We're finding it.
And with that, we get to downtime.
Right.
I will say as another note, we, the audience of this anime, see a scene where the player character's commanding officer, or one of them, Commander Persephone, is getting called to task by the Council of Elders. And it is some very, like, we don't really care about the results if they're going to continue to be this disruptive.
I like the idea of doing like the scene from Top Gun where Janice is standing outside the office and she's hearing somebody rant and rave.
Yeah.
I want butts! Give me butts! And then and Persephone just comes out and says, I think that'll cover the hot lunches.
Nope.
But just that, like, the book does a really good job of, like, reminding you that in a lot of these, like Monster of the Week and, like, anime kind of magical girl kind of things, that, like, there's often, like, a really good scene at, like, the start of the episode for, like, 30 seconds of just, like, a bare hint of, like, what's happening. So there's a little foreshadowing for you. Throw it out.
The cutscene. Love it.
So downtime.
Wonderful.
Do we want to go ahead and handle the extra actions for preparations?
Yeah.
Because I can't remember. That's a roll still, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, they can only be used for preparation. Great.
Mm-hmm. So we just get the one. I don't trust anybody else right now. It's roll stuff.
Yeah. I mean, the Leviathan track is tier 2.
Oh, okay. So it's right. That would make sense. Okay, so 2 actions. So I will take one of them. We're in Malphus's. I don't know, what's he gonna apply? Actually, yeah. Oh,
I just realized I talked through how much actions the Bastion got, and then went ahead and did 3 anyway. So it shouldn't have raised the Leviathan track.
Oh, I thought that was an always thing.
No, not the bonus one for the,
okay,
not
gotcha.
the preparations. Yeah, not the complacency one.
Oh, okay.
So, all good.
Ooh, I have a question. This might actually be relevant here.
Mhm.
So, considering that making preparations is in place of investigation, and when you investigate, it counts as a gather information roll as well.
When you make preparations, you get, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I now have Oracle, the ability, here, I'll just, of course, post it there.
Hey, here we go.
When you gather info, gain +1 effect level.
Mhm.
Would that apply if you're making preparations as well?
Do we care about effect on
I don't know
downtime
if
actions?
effect will matter right now.
Okay, fair enough. There's a proven effect when you get crits and gather info, but if it's not relevant.
Because I think downtime action is just the flat, like,
Well, because you can gather info as an action too.
right, separately.
In mission as well. Yeah, I mean, you would still get increased effect, but it wouldn't add anything to the mechanical results of it as far as preparations go.
Oh, for the preparations, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I didn't mean about the preparations. I just meant about the
It'd still give
information
you,
you
like,
get.
more information, I guess.
Cool, gotcha. Just curious. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I'm not trying to volunteer the role, considering I already said in the case of
Don't make me roll
these.
ever again.
Yeah. But yeah.
Well, two somebodies need to
Yep.
roll.
I was looking up the make preparations anyways.
It can be any action. This is how
Yeah.
you're making
that's
the
right.
action ready to defend
Mhm.
against the next attack.
I'm definitely going to throw
I get an
in the defy roll here because A, that's what I'm good at, and B, preparations literally make sense for defy, at least in my head.
What are you defying?
We're making preparations, so for me, we're defying the Leviathans, or more specifically, actually, in this case, the whole idea of, hey, we can't kill them. Hey, this is a losing battle. No, we've killed one. Whether or not that's actually true, who knows? But the big no, they can be killed. We can we can kill the gods, kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay.
There's an argument that would be expressed rather than defy if you're ratcheting everybody up about it.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. No, let me do that because that is more on board with cancel.
Yeah,
There we
defy
go.
is the actual
Mhm.
in the moment sort of.
Not transcendent. No bonus dice. Hey, there's my one.
Well, you get two.
Yep. And
Preparations on the track.
I get to ask the director one or two questions from your gather info list. Which I'm trying to remember because I think there was one in here that I was specifically Yeah. So what's the danger no one else sees?
Ooh, that's good.
I was hang on, I want to use this one.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. I got a suggestion then.
All ears.
About not that, but for
the danger here
Making
no one else
preparations.
sees. Is that in your heart of hearts that you did not kill this thing.
Cool.
And the danger here is that you're faking it.
Yep. Great. That's perfect. That'll help bring Malphus back to Earth.
This is so good. This is so good. Please, okay,
Yeah.
It's so good. So
basically, to put an even finer point on it, Malphus has a moment. It could be mid speech even, where in deep within your heart, from having done these sorts of speeches before, that the things you're saying are gonna get someone killed.
ooh, yes.
Yeah, that's about right.
Cool.
I
Can twist that knife just a little harder.
love it. And
This is real
readiness track goes up at all, or no?
I already did it.
Okay, cool. And then I'm done.
So does that mean there is a second make preparations downtime roll?
There is a second make preparations.
Cool. So, if people would be okay with Janice doing it, I do have a good suggestion, which is that she came back, she realized everything's screwed up in the timeline. She can't anticipate anything that's happening, right? So she needs to pay closer attention. Although she's been diving in the archives and trying to contribute to careful analysis before, she thinks she can approach things with clearer eyes. By humbling herself and actually, instead of directing how this goes, which was her inclination before, because she assumed she had wisdom, temporal wisdom, she's going to try and work alongside some of the techs that are technically below her station and allow someone else to direct what she pays attention to in analyzing the feed and all the data. Because although she was there directly, she might have bias from her emotions and also her connection to Malphus. So what she's actually trying to determine is, one, if he killed it, and two, if he did, how we can do it again And in particular, she's not telling them, but she really wants to know if Malphus has to get unhinged to kill somebody, if he's the only one who can kill the Leviathans. That's what she's actually curious about. Is he in this timeline? If he is the chosen one, if that's what's happening here, he can kill them. But in order to do so, he has to lose himself.
I was ready to just be like, you know what? You all know, but this is better.
Well, it's some good dramatic irony.
Mm-hmm.
So she still believes, but she needs to know whether or not she should.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would suggest analyze, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. And the gather info would be +1 effect. So do I put that here or later? Oh, wait, no, that's later. You can just apply that. There we go. A bonus.
All right. Good job, gang. Really making the most out of these bonus downtime actions.
Okay, Mr. Judgy.
Hey, I'm the one who rolled the first one.
What's going on here?
He said
Roll
we made
2.
it.
Roll 2,
yeah,
come
you
on.
get one. Roll 2 versus roll 20. Is that what you just said?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So how does that work then? The gather info is that
You
I rolled a 2.
you get one.
Yeah, but with the extra effect.
I will give you good info on the one question you get
Okay, sounds good.
versus
The-
a lot more questions and more info.
Yep.
Yes, wonderful. Sounds good to me. Yeah, the question she's really trying to determine is right. Can Malphus kill Leviathans? But if it needs to be more precise, I'm happy to ask. Oh, the questions I have there. Sorry, let me do that. The question is, what really happened here? Did he kill a Leviathan? What really happened?
He did not.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's you playing back. Like we established, there's like the feedback sort of replay, like a reverse simulator almost.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you like run back through Malphus's data, like from inside his cockpit, and are watching everything he did and what he was going through and what he was feeling, and yeah, you get that you know that it left.
Oh God.
I mean, you're left with the vague satisfaction that it escaped,
Yeah.
that there was actual harm happening to it, but you don't know whether that was the equivalent of, you know,
A mortal blow or
a wound or a scratch, right?
Yeah.
And I think it kind of undercuts that like celebration everything's going on, because it's like this is what should be celebrated. Like we actually had a good victory.
Yes, that's right.
But now
That's
they've made it to
successful.
be this whole thing, and yeah.
And we know for sure it's going to end up coming back, and everyone's going to
for
be
sure.
all like completely heartbroken, and
Yep.
and they'll probably be angry at us.
So good.
Yep.
I can't wait. All right. Downtime. Let's rock and roll it. Lily, what you got for me?
I don't know. I've been trying to figure out what I do for this.
Okay. On
That's true. Yeah, you've literally not done
I
downtime.
haven't been here
Yeah.
for this at all.
That's fair. Let's start with someone else. The list of the downtime actions are on.
I'm actually discovering it's not in the PDF, or not the PDF, the Roll20.
They're on page 84 of the PDF, if you have that open and available. They all work the same, essentially. Based on your roll, you get a number of segments towards a thing or links with a person. But you can work on a project. You can bond with one of your fellow pilots or with an engine. You can make a recovery roll for one of your fellow pilots or with an engine. Or you can investigate. Which would be, in this case, making more preparations and finding out more info about Leviathans or about things in the Last Bastion, that sort of thing. So if you want to think about those, start with Saraia.
Sure.
Also, a important thing may be reminding everybody who actually still has harm, because nobody can recover themselves. And I, for instance, have 2 level 1 harms. They already have 1 segment towards it, fortunately.
I
Those
must
will
have
both
forgot
clear
about that
10%.
leg bag.
It's both the time.
Sorry, what was that?
When you hit a clock, everything goes down.
Right. Oh, so
both
having
level 1
2
harms
level
go up.
1s is fine. Okay.
I have a level 2 harm.
All right. So I have 3 downtime actions now because of my playbook.
So
So first is I want to work on Icarus.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Leading into empathy to try and help Icarus get motivated to get back out into the field. If that could work.
Sure
I
can.
start off with 2 links to myself. Empathize. Controlled, I presume, right?
Doesn't matter during downtime.
Right, doesn't matter.
How are you bonding with them?
I think just in the cockpit, running through some basic simulations to
Just
get
to
them
sort of
back into the
everything is
mindset.
normal, like
Mhm.
coaching them along.
Starting
Sure.
slow and working up.
Sounds good. What action is this?
What action is it?
Yeah.
What roll am
Empathize, I
making?
think.
Yeah.
Empathize.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Hey, that's a 4.
All right.
Yay.
Not a 1.
Mhm.
We want that.
Mhm.
That will get you
3
3
segments.
segments on the recovery, which will get it to 1. So 1 strength there, and then yep, there you go. So theoretically, Icarus could be considered functional, get piloted into battle. And this is, since we established that Icarus is unfinished, I think this is like some of the first like full startup sequences and stuff like that, right?
Right.
And this is a big deal. It's the first like new engine in a while. A long while.
Next, I want. I have a level 1 harm. I want to try and clear
Can't
that.
yourself.
I can't. Right. I have to get somebody to help me with that. So I want to also do a gather information.
Okay.
And what I want to do is how are X and Y connected, and that's how are Janice and Malphus connected.
Ooh.
Every time we're in the field, there's a thing going on, and last time it was actually quite destructive and disruptive to the team. So I want to get to the bottom of that.
Incredible.
This is good.
Soraya just like poking her head around corners, following.
And I think I want to lean into empathize on that one too,
I like it.
if that works.
Okay.
This just touches on what I suggested about the analogy.
Can I lean into a connection here?
Sorry, what?
I have a connection to myself. Can I activate one of those to get that double mind perspective on?
Those are generally.
They're not used on
no,
downtime
we use it during
actions.
downtime. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
Another 4.
Ooh.
All right. Gather information. Why does it not tell me?
So according to my chart, I get a question and a follow-up.
Yeah, I was trying to look in the rulebook and it
Okay.
didn't have it just listed out. But yes, go ahead.
So how are Janice and Malphus connected? What is it about them that makes their...
Specifically, which one of them are you studying more?
I'm working from the angle of Janice.
Okay.
Good.
You know, in this investigation that they are not
A thing.
dating together, hooking up, anything like that. But you also know that Janice has incredibly complex feelings for and about Malphus.
Yes.
That you maybe maybe the extra information could be that, but like it's like there's like I think you get a good enough intuition from like being two people as one, being the manifestation of a relationship that like these two, it's not were in a relationship, but there's some like
They got a
there's like
history.
a brief sort of connection that you can almost see, but you can't figure it out, and it doesn't. It's not both ways, and you don't know why that is.
Yes.
So my follow-up question would be, is this like an unrequited thing or a loss thing?
It is requited, but a loss.
I think it is probably just lost. There was a thing Janice had, doesn't have anymore, but Malphus is over here like
But I can see how there would be unrequited components to that.
yeah.
Because she still has those feelings and he's right in front of her.
It's like he has amnesia.
Yes.
Hold on 1 second. I have a dog being an idiot.
Sure.
Dog being an idiot. Man, don't ever have that on this stream.
Go get on camera. Go ahead. Go There you go. For all the folks at home.
Mm-hmm.
Aw,
One lad.
look at little buddy.
Just a baby.
Yep. He was whining at the door. Needed to be in here. Okay. So yes, there's a very complex and inexplicable sort of jumble of emotions from Janice towards Malphus. From Malphus towards Janice,
The Mad Men thing of I feel bad for you. I don't think about you at all. It's like,
bro, it's just a Tuesday.
All right. So I think to build on that, then I'm gonna try and we have a mess hall now, right?
nope.
Oh, it's
Not
not done yet?
3 more.
Not done yet.
Oh, that's okay. I'm gonna follow up on that and try and establish connections with Janice. Using confess.
Ooh.
Okay.
And so at some point, Janice finds herself in the company of Saraia.
Mm-hmm.
And just they're talking, and Saraia's carefully not talking about the destroyed launch bay. But it's pretty obvious that that's sort of what sparked the conversation, because she's pointedly not talking about anything to do with launch bays.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's good.
And she confesses that I've lost someone that was very close to me in certain ways. And they really are here with me, but not in all the ways that they were before. And sometimes it's really hard to come to terms with that. Do you know what I mean?
Janice says no conceal. Has gotten high stars at this point from Analyze and Flow, but no conceal. So you notice her eyes watering and she clenches her jaw really tight.
I think at that point, Saraia would just try and go in for a hug
She
to establish
accepts
physical intimacy.
it. Yeah, first her arms are slack because she's tensing her body because that felt incredibly invasive and pointed to her. Like you're inside her head. And considering, she's operating from this perspective that she has more wisdom than other people because she's been in two worlds, two timelines, then she remembers that's what kind of person Saraia is, and that Saraia was just trying to be human with her. And then she relaxes into the hug and then embraces you very strongly. I'd say she probably, tears start going down her face and she's silent for 5 minutes.
I think that's sort of a mutual kind of thing. Saraia's crying too. Go ahead, Chris.
To paint the picture here, this is in one of your rooms, and it's this colossal cyber marble palatial room of all stark white and slight electronic lines through it and stuff like that.
Ooh.
And just big and empty, but lavish.
Yeah.
And just this just a very zoom out shot of this giant room, and then just two girls hugging.
That's wonderful.
Just to paint the anime picture a little bit, I think in that moment of intimacy, that all just sort of fades away into a white background.
Ooh. Yeah.
So
cool.
the rest of the world just doesn't exist for that time when they're hugging.
Good.
That's
I will
really
give
good.
that a shot.
Yeah, do it.
Come on, give me a good roll.
Nice.
You get-
Good job.
+1 dice if the character would appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay.
Janice has been holding along that she can't tell anybody because she's going to ruin things because she doesn't understand time travel. She just traveled through time.
But I did point out the rules, okay?
Yes.
Yes, you did.
So that is going to be 2 links to Saraia for Janice.
Wonderful.
You got some ideas, Ash?
I think I'd like. How many do I get?
2.
But I get 3 because I have a skill.
Yep. Because of your unchosen one.
I want to try to build a link with the mech I was in.
On
Which
with a
which
mech.
one?
Trying to find the information on them again.
It's on reference.
He was in Alce.
I was in Diana.
Diana, yeah, that's right. I was in Alce.
Would you like to
it's
make a connection with it, or do you want it to heal it?
I want to heal it.
Okay. So you're going to help do some repairs and talk through it and just sort of, I'm hurting, you're hurting sort of thing.
Yeah, and I feel responsible for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I want to take the time to try to fix her up.
Downtime actions can all be rolled with whatever skill you want. You just have to sort of justify it.
Okay. Analyze probably.
Yeah.
Going at it from a very tech mindset.
That makes sense from the background of having been a mechanic, not a mech pilot.
A mechanic.
A mechanic.
What are its values?
Oh, standard. None of it matters because all that matters is the actual D6
There's no
roll.
position effect in downtime.
Hey.
Cool.
Yay.
So a 4 will get it 3 segments. Boop, boop, boop. So the next time someone were to do that, it would heal back up.
Okay.
And notably, unlike in Blades of the Dark, where if you have a partial heal and then take damage, it resets.
Mm-hmm.
That is not a rule in this game.
Yep.
So you could
No.
Very nice.
you can't heal, you can't pre-heal, but you know,
It can carry over if there's
be
leftover.
ready to fix something after it goes wrong. Okay,
And
that's one.
let's see. Malphus was hurt.
Yep.
I'm gonna attempt to sort of reach out to him and help you get better.
What does
Good.
that look like? What kind of scene?
Just because of my downtime actions, I will go ahead and let Ash know we're probably going to be in the hangar at the same time a bunch.
Excellent.
Like, it's probably sort of a awkward reluctance because, like, you've just kind of been mean to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. Oh no.
But, like, at the same time, I can see that you are hurt from all this that went on.
Yeah,
So,
I
like,
have emotional shock and battle damage.
yeah, it's, like, probably a lot of attempting to commiserate while working on the mechs together, existing in the same space as someone who can be here for you if you feel like reaching out, which you probably don't, but I'm gonna grit my teeth and try to do it anyways because I'm trying to be a good teammate.
Yeah. The choice to be better is important.
Yeah, I'm trying to be a good teammate to this asshole.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he did save your life.
Yeah. There's a mosquito in this house.
Ooh.
It was just on my glasses.
No, Ralph.
Yeah.
Ralph's like, give me them bug zoomies.
That's right. Let me take a look at that. Let me take a look at them wings.
I feel like it would be forgive. It's like,
cool.
You've been an asshole to me, but you did save my life.
Yeah, very much so. I know I've said it before. I love the list of actions in this game.
Mm-hmm.
They're so good.
They are so good.
A 5.
Heck yeah, that's all I need.
Real good.
Is 1, 2, 3 segments. So that fills out my track.
Wonderful.
So I get
because you got that bonus one.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
So reset that back down to 0. I'm clear of all harm.
Okay. Express anything?
Yeah, I mean he does like nod and listen, and he doesn't do any of the like he doesn't reciprocate or follow up on any kind of forgiveness. In fact, Lily is currently now his new rifle. It's after Janice backed him up. He's going back to, why is Lily still here?
I love that your rival is just your rival. Like, criteria is just like who's bad at their job.
Or who am I looking at right now?
I mean, and way back when, unfortunately, Ash wasn't here for the first couple ones, but that was the plan. Was Lily was going to be Malphus's rival because she's the new girl.
Yeah,
she's a mechanic. I know she's a mechanic. She's now a pilot. That's great, but she's not cutthroat enough. She's not ready for this fight. Which I look forward to Malphus, like, probably not getting over, but begrudgingly. So yeah, he nods and he's like, "Yeah, good. Yes, you did. Yes, I did save your life. Yes." And that does make him feel better, and he does recover from his emotional damage.
That is true. I am great. You're welcome.
Thank you. Very what's his name? From Moana.
Oh,
Maui?
Yep.
Maui.
There you go. All I had was Rock the Dwayne Johnson. So.
I kept coming up with
the
Tafiti,
Dwayne Johnson,
and I was like,
that's a great inversion. His legal first name should be Rock.
Okay, and I get one more.
Mm-hmm. Good.
I'm going to make a link with I want to make a link with a different mech. Trying to find their stats to see which one I would want to work with. Because I don't want to, like, pigeonhole myself into just this one, right?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it doesn't work out.
Yeah, I feel like if I want to be... I feel like if I want to be a good pilot, I need to be well-rounded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very much so. Because, like, there's... we don't see every mission that you all go on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Part of the anime, like, sort of slice of life-itude. And so there's missions that not all 4 of you are sent on and stuff like that. Which, I mean, we can use that as an in-universe justification of why Ash wasn't here the first 2 times, right? So,
okay, I'm gonna roll links for Alcippe, I think.
How are you approaching her?
Brave and calculating. I think. Can we talk to them?
I mean, yes, because they're semi-sentient.
You can talk at them, and you can sort of, I would say, vibe with them. Emotional connection, but not like full-on like conversation, right?
Yeah, I feel like Lily talks to them.
Yeah, for sure.
Just, especially as working on them. So yeah, I want to just like sort of take time to check it out, look over it, make sure everything is up to snuff and polished out and it looks good. And just while doing that, sort of carrying on a one-sided conversation.
And there's little pulses and hums, and like there's feedback that you get. And like the explanation scientifically is that it's like a psychic resonance with your own mind with this power and engine and everything like that. But like as pilots, you all know it's got to be something different than that. It's something bigger than that. They're actual, because they're all so unique and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think for that, I'm good to do empathize.
Cool. Four. So
that is 3 links.
Oh, 3 links, yes. Correct. And you can use those on yourself while piloting to reduce stress or give you bonus dice or etc. etc. Prevent yourself from going into eclipse, I think. Maybe.
Or I can use them on anyone. My ability.
Because of you, yeah.
Believe in me.
I was
on
just
your
saying
sheet.
The rules of the game.
Yeah, because of I really wanted to get some links because again, who
you can use it for
I
anybody.
am as a person, I can burn them to anyone.
Cool.
So good.
Let's finish this up real quick and take a little mini break and see what the mission is.
Oh, was that make a connection? What I just did? I get another die.
Oh, okay.
And we get the 6. Nope.
The opposite.
Cool. Yeah, actually, to follow up, because Malphus is an asshole. But yeah, while Lily is forgiving him, yeah, he's got her on his list. His list is short. He is only allowed 1 rival. So right now hers is, and he is going to provide some help to help her recover, as he just calmly perceives and points out all her weaknesses. It's like, hey, yeah, now I will note this is not personal attacks. He's like, listen, when you were piloting that mech, here's this problem, here's that problem. You dropped your guard. It's not mean. It is very much this is how you can do things better. But there is no emotional weight behind it, and it's just very dry. It's like, thank you for forgiving me, and yes, I did save your life. By the way, here's how you can be a better pilot. And there's none of that reciprocation. We're gonna actually see how good this is.
Does Lily appreciate this? Is this an effective tactic of bonding with you?
Because this isn't bond, this is helping her recover. So I don't know if that matters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. You
So
gave me a
3.
5, I give you a 4.
Segments.
Yep.
I do appreciate that it's balanced around. You're most likely going to get a 4 or 5 most of the time.
Yep.
And so, like, yep. Gonna come up just short of being healed in one roll.
Yep.
And then the other action, double check. I think it's Nemesis that I was working on.
Mhm.
Yeah. Which I know I will fix, but maybe I can get 2 strength out of it.
Oh yeah, just in general, I think Lily would appreciate that in the way that she's just like, well, he's trying.
Yep. Like, I think Janice has started to see that there is more to Malphus, but I don't think anybody else has.
Doesn't seem like it's enough to send Malphus into I can fix him tier yet, but
Yeah.
And I really want to use Defy. I just don't know how I can do that with Nemesis being broken.
Fight it.
I mean, that's
Fight its weakness. Become its nemesis.
It's true.
just
take the drill sergeant out
getting mad in the cockpit and just be like, wake up, you piece of shit.
That's true.
That's exactly.
Like,
yep.
Yeah, I don't care if you're haunted
honestly,
with your past.
Yeah.
I mean, would that work for most mechs? No. Does that work for Nemesis? Yes.
Oh, boo-hoo. Bad
Are
things
we
happened
going to
before.
examine that before we turn this thing on?
Nope.
Maybe. A 6.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's 4 segments.
Yup.
So you can just leave it where it is.
Yep. And I just add a dot. And then if I remember correctly, because this is help recover.
Mm-hmm.
So does that give me a link? On a critical success, fill 5 segments.
Mm-hmm.
And you each mark 1 link.
Yeah.
Should I just put Nemesis at 2 links then? Because I'm not sure how else to.
You didn't roll a critical.
Oh, that's right. 2 6s. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, if you had rolled that second 6, then you would have had 2 dots of strength.
Yep. Okay.
Didn't mark the dot.
And I'm just a pleb, so I only have 2 downtime actions on like half the team.
He's got to get that veteran ability.
It's true.
That's what Janice.
We'll all just roll up with downtime actions. Like, sorry, Chris, we're gonna just prep the shit out of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you say you wanted to take a break?
Well, we gotta let Janice go.
Yep, Janice has 2 downtime still.
Oh, right. I totally. Yep.
I like second guessed myself even as I said it. I was like, I don't think everyone's gone.
Yeah, you're right.
I was thinking the conversation Craig and Ralph had.
So both of Janice's downtime actions are now going to be devoted to a connection with Saraia because she realizes she was still distracted.
I don't
know
if I can do that.
Because she's going to be make a connection and then help a friend recover.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 different downtime. I just mean, just as a preface, they're going to be associated with Saraia.
Yes. You just can't do the same action at the same person. But
yeah.
Heal and also. Yep.
So she was planning on spreading that out a bit, maybe making a connection with a mech to try and get prepared for the mission, and then talk to Malphus, especially based on what she learned. But now she realizes, oh my gosh, I don't have to keep this secret. First, she wants to understand how Saraia can understand her so well. She believes that Saraia approached her in genuine empathy without some ulterior motive. but she still doesn't know how she was able to perceive this so clearly. When although Janice has this complex relationship with Malphus, she hasn't been spending a lot of time in his room. She hasn't been engaged in any kind of real physical interactions with him. There's just been some kind of explosive stuff with some other people might consider just things that happen between other pilots when they're getting emotional, right? So she's going to try and gather information. And what she's going to, I will roll and then figure out the question. She's going to try and evaluate having paid attention to the people in the team, how Saraia expresses herself and how she does this. Does Saraia, her angle is, all right, does Saraia have some kind of information, source of information that's like my own? You know,
you also a time traveler?
Yes, exactly. Is this, are you a time traveler? Or do you have something else going on with you that just gives you keen insight? So I would, go ahead.
Good.
I was going to suggest analyze here, but I'm happy to roll something else if that sounds more inclined with the action.
Good.
Cool. All right, so we'll analyze. Well, it's one of those days, y'all. So at least you get +1 effect. One question. The question is, what do I remember?
There's like other info on your character sheet, cheat sheet there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm looking at. Yeah. What do I remember? What is different? Ooh, yeah. Well, I guess I didn't establish if Saraia was present in the other timeline. Just Malphus,
Nope.
right? That's right. Cool.
And if I could flavor that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm in Flavor Town already, Craig, but we might be on the same page here.
All
I
right,
think
awesome.
100% Saraia was killed.
Uh-huh.
All right, great.
In the other timeline. Her entire squad was wiped out.
Okay, excellent. Yes, so what is different about Saraia this time? That's the question I ask from my sheet.
think at first, as you're going through it, you're like in your memory palace, in your remembering struggles, and you're like, I didn't know her.
Yeah.
I don't think she was a pilot.
Mhm.
But then there's like this, you remember a different pilot.
Okay, yeah.
That you maybe had, dealings with or whatever, and co-piloted alongside and stuff like that. And there's something about Saraia that deeply, intensely reminds you of them.
Oh, Tamarin.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right.
And it would be just little things like mannerisms or
Mm-hmm.
just the quirk of the eyes or, yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
And then as you start like putting it together, there's like, it's uncanny. There's like half the things Saraia does remind you of your friend.
Oh, that's awesome. That is so good. Oh, this is great. Then I'd say she's probably racking her brain while in the hug, tears streaming down her face, coming to terms with the connection. She realizes, wait a minute, she feels unusually close to Saraia, despite the lack of a lot of time spent together, even though they're co-pilots. And she's like, why do I feel so safe, or at least familiar? Then she starts going through her head. What does Saraia do? Oh my gosh. She reminds me of Tamarin, right? And then she, I guess, doesn't tense up a little bit, but kind of gives the body language like, hey, I want to lean back out of this tight embrace, and puts her hands on Saraia's shoulder and looks her in the eyes and says, does the name Tamarin mean anything to you?
Buffering.
So a couple things I don't think we mentioned before, but Saraia is actually heterochromia.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did say that.
So when you're looking into her eyes, you can with your familiarity with Tamara, like you're looking at Tamara's eye.
Whoa, cool. All right. Okay. So maybe then in her oracular wisdom, right? Even though it was hard to get a lot of information, there's that flash, and maybe having looked at like a grin on her face and having remembered like a smirk. Maybe Tamara has a smirk that Janice had seen before that like registered in her mind, where one eye's closed and one eye's open. So like she's winking at her. So like her face in Janice's memory is just a single eye.
Mhm.
That's good.
Great. Love it. Fantastic.
Yes. A
little bit, maybe familiar.
Yeah, how do I explain this? She was my squad leader. We're very close.
You see Janice's mouth kind of like quiver, and she says, I don't know how to put this delicately, but you seem to have her eye.
and more.
Damn, you got a titty too?
Yes!
Maintaining the professional emotional drama here,
yes.
Chris.
So
It
good.
literally was out of my mouth before I was
So
like, oh,
So good.
that's
Deep
kind of
personal moment
off
as Chris
screen.
stomping in with a
I love it.
foam finger, middle finger.
Oh, making my night, Chris, always. So good.
In some ways, we're closer now than we ever were before, but in other ways, we couldn't be more distant. That's
What's
probably
your
not a satisfactory answer.
Janice shrugs and says, perhaps we'll go tit for tat.
How do you mean?
And this, I think, will be a good prompting for make a connection before she goes into helping her recover. Because depending upon the result, we'll narrate how the helping recover goes, right? But go ahead.
And if I could
Take a break.
No. I was just wondering how you got the analyze.
Oh, the analyze was just from the gather information.
Was that free? Sorry, I missed.
No worries. No, that was prior. The analyze was just to gather information.
Okay, that is a downtime actually.
Oh, it is. Okay, fair enough. Never mind.
So
No worries. We'll count that as downtime. Sorry. I didn't. I saw investigate as gather information, but I thought you can do gather information anytime to gain additional insight that can then inspire other things. But fair enough. I didn't realize you were counting it that way. No worries. Then we'll go make a connection instead as my second downtime action.
True.
And that makes more sense. So Janice is going to go confess. So I'm just put it out there, right? So let's go tit for tat. Janice says, I have seen Malphus die.
Okay.
Just leave it at that.
That's why you have that.
I'm begging for a crumb of context.
That's why you have that sense of loss.
That's why I have that sense of love and loss.
But he's alive.
He is not the Malphus I knew. Yet he is the Malphus I know.
I think that's a little much for her to process, so she's just going to accept that as fact and
That's nice.
forget about the reasons or the hows and just concentrate on the emotions.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
You didn't even say like in another world, in a
Yep.
vision in the future. Like
Nope.
there's no context. It's just yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it.
She's going to say something else once she's worked up the steam.
Mhm.
So once Saraia accepts that the fact, because in Janice's mind, right, like the facts are the hardest thing. If you get somebody to accept that, then you provide the context. So once she sees that Saraia isn't treating her like she's crazy, then she says, I am from another time. Another timeline. And because Janice is still a little uncertain about what it is, right? If she's, from the future or the past, she feels like she's from another timeline, right? But is it because was it in reality? We're all going to live a long time and Malphus is different. It's like it's screwed up in her head because she doesn't have full memories of everything. She says, everything was different. I was different. And I believe I'm here to make sure that what happened then doesn't happen again. To prevent the old future from happening in the present.
That explains a lot, I think. And I'm going to lean into a promise here. But that was, and Sarai's just reacting to the emotional. You believe this stuff. This is all real for you,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
that's the context with which she's processing it.
Great, yeah.
She's not worried about the facts or the science or all the other questions or anything. You
Mhm.
feel this. This is what you feel, and how she reacts to it.
Awesome.
But that was before, and this is now.
Yes.
I've always been kind of. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it matters, but in some ways it doesn't matter how we got here. The only thing that really matters is where we go from here. I mean, the history and the context for how we ended up here isn't insignificant, but it's far less important than the path we follow from this point.
You see Janice's eyes tear up again. And the
He
seeds
might not be
impression.
your Malphus. He is a Malphus. I don't know anything about deeper meanings, but I know it's hard, but if you can, I've noticed the relationship between the two of you has been contentious, for lack of a better term. And maybe it's the weight of those memories that's caused.
You see her blink back tears and she says, I remember the person I was, and I don't quite understand how to be the person I am. How can you be two people at the same time?
Saraia would smile.
It's easy actually.
She would say, how exciting. You get an opportunity that most people never get, and that's the opportunity to reinvent yourself. You can be you in an entirely different context. You can choose who you are. And the history of how you got here and the things that happened before, I mean, they're important, but they don't have to define you like they would many other people. You have a clean slate in front of you, a hard reset. How exciting. And maybe this is an opportunity to fall in love with Malphus all over again.
Her face flushes.
I think we cut it there.
It sounds good. That makes sense.
Let's
I'll
take
roll
just a
confess.
real fast little pee break.
Yep. I mean,
Yep.
roll confess, get it out there, and then the break. Oh, would
That's
Saraia appreciate it?
Oh yeah, you gotta actually roll. Jesus.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. Then I'll roll another die.
Get another one. I shouldn't have said
Yep.
anything. I'm so sorry.
Let's do. Come
Yeah,
on.
Thanks, Drew.
Yes!
Hooray!
Yay! Make connection. All right.
Good stuff.
That's 3.
3 connections to Janice. Cool.
Is it 3?
Sweet.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, we'll be right back.
Break time.
we return. Thank you for waiting patiently. So y'all know what time it is. We've done all the important parts of the game. It's now time to do the big one.
Yep.
That mission.
That mission.
The mission critical. And this mission is to go and investigate Leviathan signals out near Jupiter.
Ooh, cool.
There seems to be deep scans of something hiding behind Jupiter.
That's a big planet to hide behind.
Yep.
Be a really big thing.
Mm-hmm. It's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm like, I want to go around there. Poke our head around there is the fucking Death Star.
How about you just wait? I mean, it's so big, right? Like, why don't we just wait? Why don't we just wait till it come around? It's fine.
So, let's do a engagement roll.
Alrighty.
Got to work through our questions, right?
Questions.
Yep.
Gotta find it. All right. There's always hope. The protagonists start with 1 die. Is the mission particularly heroic or noble?
Don't know yet.
I mean, we're just doing a scan. That to me, that's not heroic or noble.
Seems routine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um,
How many heroic missions have started with the phrase, "It was just a routine survey mission"?
Yep.
Just 3-hour tour.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Does the mission's goal or methods reflect the worst parts of the protagonist?
I think so. None of our worst.
Anybody feeling their worst self at the moment?
Ooh, no. Janice is finally feeling her best self.
Great.
Well, Saraia is definitely feeling her loneliness. She still has that harm.
Sure. Don't know that fully is enough to lose you a die there. It's mission following through on details from the protagonist's investigation. You all investigated each other.
Yep.
Leviathans, haven't heard of them.
Distracted.
Protagonist acting rashly or on very little information. I'd say that's a -1.
Yes. I considered it, and then I decided I wanted links instead.
Yeah.
We appreciate that.
Does this mission determine the fate of a friend?
Not that we know of.
You know of. Troubles from the protagonist's mundane lives getting in the way of the mission.
I mean, actually, I think we're pretty good, especially compared to last mission.
Yeah, I think
I don't know. I'm starting at 5 stress.
I mean, yeah.
I think if Malphus had hit a worse obligation roll, it would have colored everything a lot differently.
It's true.
Yeah.
And like the distraction of the celebration would have been a lot more. Does the mission's tier exceed the readiness? No, it does not.
Woo!
Way to go.
And then, are there any other elements that you want to consider? Do the circumstances or events in the world? I'm gonna give you a 1 die, just like teamwork bonus.
Oh, thank you.
Everyone's like really vibing with each other right now. It's all been nice and good.
Yeah, real good.
Are you prepared for the mission? No, but are you like feeling good? And is that part of it? Sure.
It's important preparation.
So
Nobody's
that
yelling
brings
at
us
each
to
other.
1.
Cool. I'm on it.
Rolling 1.
Yep.
Because it would have been no dice, and then it would be 2, take the lowest. We're back to 1.
4 good.
4 is right in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll start with risky. We're starting a situation. We have closed in. We're to Jupiter is a number of hours and later. We've established it takes some hours to get out there. At a fast but not even like sci-fi wiggly wobbly speed. And I'm sorry. The Argo loads you all up and heads out, and the scanners are reading out there and not finding anything for a while. Coming out from an approach, they actually start swinging wide to see like a different viewpoint on it, bouncing scans off of different moons and rings and things like that.
Science shit.
Science shit. I don't care. Sci-fi's stupid. Make it fantasy. Just not finding anything for a while, and then orders are given for you all to go in closer and start swinging around Jupiter to investigate and observe and report sort of style. Engagement sort of protocols are active and all that kind of, a bunch of like military sci-fi terms get thrown at you. I don't want to say, yeah.
Rules of engagement, you wanna.
Yeah. That's a movie.
Very good, Chris.
Thank you. I got a point.
Yep.
And I think, who is it? Let's see. I'm gonna pick on Craig.
Sure.
Saraia, I feel like, is having the worst part of the day, so we're gonna make it worse. And so y'all are swooping in formation, spread out, but close enough to be part of the same battle if there's something were to happen. And all of a sudden, all your instruments and feedback from what mech are you in?
Medea,
Yeah.
do it.
No.
I have Alcippe. Can I claim it? Because I made a link with it.
Yeah, we're not going to do what happened last time.
I'll take Nemesis again. Wait, nope.
No.
That's all right. Sisyphus.
I mean, I'm getting in Medea, so.
Yeah, I know. Okay. We're back in Alcippe. It's cool.
Okay. Slink to him. I will fight you, Ralph.
No worries.
Sisyphus.
No, it's a mistake to go in Medea.
Ash said that she was going to take Alcippe.
Oh, that's right. Okay, well, I can't take Diana. I'm forbidden from taking Diana.
Oh.
That's the way we had the problem last time. Is because we had mechs that people were taking, putting people in a situation where they couldn't take others.
All right.
So I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I cannot take anything else. So
how about you take Sisyphus? And
okay, perfect.
I'll take
that sounds good. To me.
I'll take Icarus out.
Wonderful. That sounds great.
New mech.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
One strength.
Yeah.
Just a reconnaissance, right?
Yeah,
It's fine.
Simple. It's easy.
Well, I was like to say you made that decision after I said I was about to do something to you. So, yeah, you're doing great in Icarus. Everything's going great. This is a brand new. It's got that new engine smell.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
We're not really sure what that smell is,
but it's got it.
You can buy a perfume.
It's not Evangelion. You all know where my head is.
Yep.
Yeah, you can absolutely buy it as a perfume on Neo Elysia. There's a man that has made a lot of money off of that. Be like the best.
Yes.
Don't smell like the rest.
Terrible.
I'm sorry. My brain is absolutely beriddled. That's not even a word. We're falling off. Yeah, so Craig, Saraia, you are piloting Icarus, doing great, and then suddenly you're not doing great. Because something about Jupiter has just changed. Down off to your left and below you, it is heavier, and the gravity has got a hold of you.
Oh no.
And so from the other three perspective of you, it is just like Icarus just
plummets into the gravity well of Jupiter.
Plummeting into the gravity well.
Oh.
What do
you went too close an approach.
freak out a little bit, but I also know that Icarus was built to fly.
Mm-hmm. You're quite far from the sun.
We're quite far from the sun. No particular heat. So I'm just going to try and encourage Icarus with empathy that you got this. This is no big deal. While trying to fight down the rising panic in her throat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing this is risky, or is it elevated to desperate? How bad is the pull?
This is the engagement roll, so it is risky.
Oh, okay.
What you do from it with the situation now will determine how it goes.
Okay.
So you're attempting to empathize with your mech to get more output.
Yep. Convince it's got this, and
Sure,
we can handle this.
Yeah, that's going to be risky, and I think limited effect.
Okay.
You're not in immediate giga danger, but it's not going great.
This is the engagement roll. This is not resisting a consequence or anything.
I'm going to burn a connection, I think.
Excuse me.
And I believe that gives me 2 dice because of our stats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
You're burning one with yourself. Yeah. Yep. A 5.
Okay. We'll take that 5.
Cool. You pour some love and support and some "you got this" energy into Icarus, and the beautiful gold and white wings really just fully kick out, with rocket propulsion out of all of them and out of your feet, and you are staying in place.
Okay.
Yes.
Giving it all we got, and we're staying in place.
Mm-hmm.
So that better than the alternative, but
could be worse.
Could be worse, but this is definitely not normal. Is there a beam or some kind of indication of where this gravity well is being? Because it's not normal.
You are relatively in line with the big red spot.
Okay.
Ooh, cool.
Great.
All right. So just call out a warning to folks that there's some sort of a gravity thing happening from here. And not to get too close.
Malphus's immediate reaction was, well, why did you get out of formation to begin with?
Can we do anything to try to pull her back?
You're welcome to try.
Say, who thinks their mech has tools for it?
That's what I was thinking, which one would have, a lasso?
I was thinking Medea probably has some kind of grappling, latch onto something.
I'm just picturing scorpions.
Yep.
Ooh.
Grappling chain.
I got it.
Go for it.
Would now be a good time for a flashback?
Sure.
All right. So one thing Janice had a small amount of time to do is request a little help from the mechanics while she was repairing the hangar bay. So she, in a break, a moment of exhaustion, she just tried to, get some advice on how to avoid the problems that happened last time. Considering that all last time was this constant one-upmanship and roaming around on our own and getting too far away. So she was just like, what would you do? What could you, put on a mech? What could we equip just in case if, say you wanted to help somebody who was in a dire situation, you didn't want to be too far away, or, you needed to bring them back closer together. So I'm thinking she made a plan, either got some help to attach some cable or came up with some means by which we could all use the tools in our mechs to bring somebody closer to us, like some kind of beam or a cable or something like that.
Okay. I think this is going to be a 2-die flashback.
Cool. 2 stress
Or
flashback.
2 stress flashback, which I think
Sounds
you
good.
make it 1 stress.
Yep. I will take that stress. Oop.
And then you can make a roll in the flashback that'll
Yeah.
like determine how well it goes in the forward. Right.
Perfect. That's exactly what I was hoping for. All right, cool. And what action do you think would best match that?
A number of things.
I mean,
Okay.
analyze if we're talking about, some kind of techie solution.
Okay. Yeah.
Expressing your needs and stuff like that, communicating with everyone. Confessing that you felt out of control. Like,
Oh yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like that more with the narrative, considering this episode is about Janice revealing her feelings, not keeping everything so tight and locked away. Come on. Come on. Oh, yes. Yes.
We take the 6.
we take the 6. So yeah, you in the moment you make yourself very clear and understood, and everyone's like, well, kind of, we appreciate that you actually like stepped up and worked to fix some of the things that you broke. Obviously, one person can't fix the destruction of a 50-foot mech, but and so they work on some things and figure out some tools over the course of the downtime to add on to, where did we land? Sisyphus?
I think so. Yeah. That's what I was.
Yeah, and so you have like a very grapple beam-esque sort of like hard light kind of thing out of the like scepter mace that Sisyphus has.
Cool.
It feels very like casting either a fishing line or
Yeah.
like just like doing a wizard spell out of a wand, but
Awesome.
yeah, there's indistinguishable from magic sort of technology happening.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And you sort of wrap it around Icarus's like very wasp-like waist, and with combined effort, Saraia and Icarus start making some progress, getting out of whatever this sort of freak gravity well is.
Sweet.
Lily, as you look on, you notice irregular movement in and about the sort of surface of Jupiter.
Ooh. Yes.
And I think it triggers something like deep in your brain of this almost like there's something in the water.
I'm definitely going to alert everyone else to that and try to get like some sort of binocular or whatever and see if I can zoom in, get a better view of it. Perceive I have no stats on, but
Analyze is also,
yeah, I'll go with that one. Sort of like pull out the
Bust out the scanner.
scanner, yeah.
Mhm.
What are its
it's
stats?
going to be risky standard.
Oh no.
Nope.
Ooh.
Well, and I know, and we all know what happens when you gaze into the abyss, right?
Mhm.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, does the big red spot blink?
It
That's
does,
so
Craig.
good,
Very
yes.
good. Yeah, just this like ripple over like most of the surface of the southern hemisphere of Jupiter. And then yeah, the big red spot just like opens up and the eye of the hurricane is bulbous and squishy like squid eye.
Oh, yes.
Bad.
It's a cosmic kraken.
That eyeball is bigger than the planet Earth.
Yes.
Many times bigger, yes.
Yeah. And then it just sort of, I think all four of you just have this, you know what? Yeah. This is, I won't inflict the consequences on the group. This is going to be the consequences, though. Is that you are deeply horrified as you see the scale of this thing as it just, like, swells up out of Jupiter.
Oh, no.
I think that's going to be a level 2 harm.
Another one.
Another one!
I'm doing
You can resist it.
real bad. How do I resist? You roll and then take stress.
You can. You all picked up the series ability that if you spend your armor.
I don't have armor.
Yes, you do.
Do I?
Mm-hmm. Everybody has
And
armor.
most
The special armor is from Transcendent. So there's the two.
Or you can. Oh,
Yeah, underneath your. Yeah, you can fully negate harm of level 3 or lower if you spend your armor to resist it.
cool.
I'll do that because I'm not really in a position to take this right now.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, you are almost just like lost in this thing, and like you don't fall into that same whatever that gravity well is, and Icarus is a little bit looser now. But yeah, there's this just impossibly huge Leviathan, the biggest one you all have seen.
Yeah.
By an order of magnitude. Swelling up out of Jupiter. Malphus, what do you do?
I am mustering courage. And I'm going to defy. Now I'm not going to like try and fight this thing, but more the like that existential dread that's dragging everybody in. We're in a physical case for Icarus. I think he's gonna defy and just basically snap at everybody, right? Like, head back in the game, everybody. Pull back. Let's get Icarus out of here. Let's move back to the flagship so it can cover us. Because I know we don't have any of the unlocks, but mechanically the flagship is not. Huh?
It's bigger than the Earth. Cover us.
It's better than nothing. And yeah, just try to basically get everybody in motion instead of that like staring at the giant kraken. It's like, okay, great, we have to kill a kraken. Let's begin the killing process. Let's begin moving. Let's not just stare.
I just said before y'all get too hyped on the kraken thing, I just said that his eye was squid-like.
Oh yeah. No, I'm just saying like there's a
the
giant
rest of
thing.
it just sort of
Is Jupiter.
Yeah. It's hard to tell what it looks like right now.
Sure.
But it's just like swelling up and you're getting like part of a face a little bit fishy, and then you just start to see a mouth like coming up.
Ooh.
Out of this planet that should be crushing anything.
Yep.
I'm hoping it's macrocephalic. The body's really small. It just says the biggest
big old
head
head.
Yep.
Risky standard.
Risky standard.
You know, I'm really glad that double ones is not like a critical failure.
Critical failure, yeah. It's already a bad failure,
Still
man.
not good.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
don't need to punish people
It's
any
not- it's
worse
back
than
to
this
back.
system.
I think things are very bad for you all now.
Yep.
Yeah, I think, I think you're gonna take a level 1 harm called Shaken Confidence. As just like you can just hear, like everything there's an echo in your comms where like you don't know if they heard you, you don't know what's happening, you don't know if you're
Shouting into the void.
browsing speech. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Yeah. I think you fully understand the gravity of the situation. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, it's great. It's real good. Yes.
God damn it.
Yes.
Terrible.
So
This
good.
episode
Oh,
brought to you
no.
by Discord Soundboard.
Yeah. So you got level 1 harm, and then I think the position is, or the other consequence from this one is that this thing just starts moving. There is some movement happening.
Yeah.
And it's every creature of the sea, but none of them.
Ooh, cool.
There's like big waving, like bioluminescent, like jellyfish tentacles, like coming off the side of its face.
Oh yes.
There's like you finally, as it now like has just come up to you, right? It has just fully caught up. You are in like close proximity to this thing now. There's like a tail kicking down there somewhere. You can't really see whether it's going this way or this way. Folks at home on audio version, I did dolphin and then shark tail.
Mm-hmm.
Motion with my hand on camera. Your brain tells you instinctively it's both, and it's bad. Everything about this is bad. You're all feeling really not great about this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know yourselves to be in imminent danger.
Yeah.
And Malphus, you have no idea whether your comms to the Argo have gotten out. You're pretty sure they're gonna fucking see this thing though.
Planet's moving.
Planet's on it.
Nope.
Back to Saraia.
Oh.
What do you do?
Well, I'm going to transcend.
Yes.
Yeah. Just like that. Okay.
Do it.
Because this thing's totally be in place, and I don't want to be anywhere not moving this close to it.
Mm-mm.
And I'm going to try and do a flow to get the hell out of this gravity
Cool.
well trap.
Yeah, there is an inner light that shines from the core of Icarus as Saraia fully wakes it up. And we'll see about the roll. I was going to start narrating some cool shit, but maybe you roll bad like everyone else.
It's not been a mm-mm.
This is desperate.
I really want this to go well for you.
I really want this to go well for you as well. I don't want to take away your brand new toy.
That's exactly what I was saying. I was like, why would you do this? We just got it working.
Let's see, when you spend a link, that gives you a die?
Two.
2. Can I do that after the roll, or do I just do it before?
Gotta do it before.
I'm gonna give you 1. Because I really don't want you and also our only new engine
Mm-hmm.
So plus 2 dice.
get wrecked.
Standard effect. So because I have a level 1 harm, it's limited.
Yep. What's your harm?
Loneliness.
I don't know that would apply.
I don't know that applies to this.
Okay.
It's only less effect when it applies to the
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
And 2 bonus dice.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Come on, baby. Oh, that's good.
5. Transcendent.
Yay.
And an XP.
Desperate position, get XP. Yep. Yeah, Icarus goes into just this shining, beautiful, angelic arc of wings, and they're all like edged with like light weapons. I don't know. I'm picturing like really sharp wings to fly and cut with.
Mhm.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And like a golden fire
yeah,
sort of radiating off them.
Mm-hmm.
The
think
edges
there's-
shining.
Yep. Yeah, the all the different like propulsion from the ends of the tips of the wings. There's almost like a shimmering of a melting effect as other people look on, but you know that it's gonna hold together. You feel it. And yeah, where are you getting to? Are you just out, getting back to the Argo? Are you distracting it?
I want to just get out of the gravity well trap at like a 45-degree angle away from the Argo.
Okay. You are not in the trap before this roll.
Like you've already been pulled free.
Oh,
Yeah. Because Sisyphus.
I'm sorry.
Sisyphus had the gravity beam. Oh, so
Did I-
the
That said,
flashback was on.
this thing is swimming up out of Jupiter to like maybe eat you. So
Yeah.
the flow is still very relevant.
At strength 1, I only want to I want to open up the range.
Sure.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
Consequences. Yeah, I think the consequences is that it's you get range away from it, but you seem to have sort of drawn its attention. Which makes
Okay.
sense. We've established like these things are attracted to the expenditure of this energy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So going transcendent is I mean, you've seen the readouts.
Yeah.
It's, tens of thousands of percents more increased output in short bursts. Oh, I just realized we didn't talk about your Mac.
It's bright and unfinished.
Bright would have given you a bonus die, is that right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think because it's unfinished and you don't want it to get hurt, I think you'd be leaning into that too.
Oh, so 2 more die?
No, that one just gets you.
Okay.
It
One more
doesn't
die?
deplete your transcendence, and you get an XP.
Okay.
So roll one more die.
Mm-hmm.
Fish for that 6. Nope. Okay, cool. So everything stands as I said it. You just get an extra XP and don't spend the transcendence.
And XP in particular in playbook or anywhere, or
It
that
goes
one
into
is
flow.
where-
in flow?
No.
Oh, excuse me. No, you get the one from flow
Yeah.
because it was desperate, and then because it was in the mech and go anywhere.
1 in stars, 1 anywhere you want.
Okay.
Saraia. Or sorry, that was Saraia. Lily.
I don't know. I'm a little confused. Like, are we trying to fight this?
I mean, if you say that over the radio, Malphus is like, hell no, we have to pull back.
That's what I thought. Because like this is too much.
Like, we fought 2 Leviathans. This is a Leviathan.
I mean, you fought bigger things than you fought in on screen, right?
Right.
Yeah, but this is a planet-sized one.
Yeah, I guess giant planet-sized one.
Yeah, I'm relaying back to the ship. Like, Malphus has done it. I am ringing in also, just that of what exactly we're seeing. And then I'm not just gonna bail without everyone else. I want to make sure Saraia can get away.
Okay.
Can I like I'm picturing some sort of like covering for her, like some way to break up its field of view.
Like covering fire.
Yeah, to let her.
The eyeballs are very big targets.
Okay.
I will say that much.
Sounds like conceal.
Yeah.
I don't
Conceal.
have any points in that one, but that is what makes the most
If
sense
you're
to
just
use.
sort of, I mean, flow could also be you're moving and adapting and distracting. I think is
bobbing and weaving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go for that. Try to just sort of confuse it.
Yeah. I think conceal would be more effective at actually covering Saraia. Flow will also protect you.
Yeah, I'll go for that one.
Okay.
It's desperate.
Desperate limited. You more than anyone are well outmatched.
I have my nerve burn still. That's a -1 die. Does that apply here?
Yes.
So I'm rolling none.
So I'm going to jump into a flashback because I was like, wait, I have all the stress that I can spend here. And yeah, we're just going to get into back when we were talking about, hey, Lily, you got to pick this up, right? And it's probably, it doesn't make up for the fact that, she's still suffering nerve burn, but hey, there's that little nagging asshole in the back of your head going, hey, don't forget this thing. And, helping
tips
adjust.
And tricks, and here's the proper way to do this thing.
Yep.
Yep. So you take stress and
cool.
Will that negate that minus I've got?
I'll get you +1 die, yeah.
Oh, it'll give me a +1? Or effectively nothing, right? They cancel out?
Right.
Yes. You also could push yourself for a die, or you could take a poison promise.
You can hear the promise, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't have to accept it.
Yeah, like what would it be?
The poison promise is that the safest path is close into this thing,
And in
where
its
it
reach.
doesn't have the ability to like just. You're pretty sure it doesn't have the ability to just like turn in on itself and get you if you're like shooting it in the eye from right next to the eye and stuff like that.
Too big to have a really sharp turn.
Yeah, the poison promise is that you are, if something goes wrong, very close to it.
Yeah, I'll take that, I think.
Sick.
That's another die.
So I'm rolling 2.
You either push yourself or get 1.
What did
Drew canceled out
the -1?
Your -1.
Mm-hmm.
So then, how many dice did you have? Just 1 base, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the poison
You
promise.
would only have 1, but you got a 4, so it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. On 4, that is a mixed success. Yeah, you like fully blinded in one eye for a few minutes as you're covering fire and like some like sort of goop, ichor, if you will, just sort of leaves its body and floats out in space and creates almost like a cloud sort of thing. And you have to sort of swoop through all that, and you realize how close you are. You get caught up in that, and you feel up this close, it's almost like your connection with your mech is being like squashed. Like this, whatever sort of field or connection or stuff going on that the Leviathans have with the energy that powers the engines.
Dampening.
It's more powerful than your engine is capable of dealing with in this moment. And I think we're gonna leave it here. A little bit of a cliffy hanger.
Mhm.
As your like instrument panels are like blinking. Like not like lights are going off, you're in danger, like power.
Oh, they're dimming.
Yeah.
But in one of those cycling, you hear voice of Ephialtes over the comms, and it's just this hackled crash, bad radio connection. Something is interfering with it because of what is happening with you, and you just hear the word Poseidon.
Oh, yes.
Bom, bom, bom.
In a garbled message, but a tone still that like fear, like raw terror.
I was feeling that already, my guy.
Thanks.
This is one of the big three then.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. We can like do some gather information parts as like history stuff as we go next time, but like it's been a long time since anyone has seen hide nor hair of, well, neither hide nor hair of Mr. Poseidon.
This beastie.
Cool.
Maybe he just been sleeping.
Been Jupiter's whole time.
In the planet the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Beneath the surface.
I mean, Hephaestus was apparently on Mars.
Left him alone.
Rude.
So here's a question to mull over until next time.
Mm-hmm.
If the big three are there, is Kronos
Right.
here? The next generation up.
Yep.
Be like system-wide size instead of just giant planet size.
Find that
That's
Tyranid
Milky Way
horde.
blinks back
Don't
at
you think they
you.
probably ate him?
Yep. That's my hope.
God, I hope so. Well, thank you all again for joining us on this magical girl adventure into a sea of stars. We hope you enjoyed it. We know we did. And if you want to come and hang out with us, as always, you can check us out on Discord at eatinto.space. And if you feel the need to give us some of your dollary dues, you can click on over to staylucky.club to our Patreon, and we'd love to have your support. As always, stay magical.
Yeah. So talk.